Russia is going to launch a missile attack tonight. They've already started. It's going to be over a series of hours because these are just the MiG-31s that are in the air. So there's also Tu-95s. 4 Tu-95s have left Olenya, and 4 Tu-160s have left where are they at? Engels 2? Yeah, they're at Engels base. So already in motion. And currently there is ballistic incoming across Kremenchuk and passing Poltava. I'm going to stay on long, but I am going to tell you I'm going to come back throughout the evening. So I'll just come in here just for a moment to let you know what's happening. And then I'll be back in a bit. I'll stay here for a few minutes while I'm kind of reading what the reports are. We also have, there are drones that are being launched, and I'm sure it'll be air defense suppression. But already, remember you were hearing just a couple of days ago that, Putin was saying he wanted to, draw the war to an end. His commanders are saying that they want to secure all of Donbass for him. That's not going to happen, by the way, if you don't know that. And think about the fact that Donald Trump asked Volodymyr Zelensky to not attack the stupid fucking parade. We've been saying this all the time, that especially with Russians, all of these efforts to go for ceasefires are so that Russia can remuster its sources. That's actually what happened this weekend with the parade, the argument of saying, hey, could you, please not do this during the parade. And it's already been substantiated by Institute for a Study of War and others. I have in-country experience that, or in-country access to answer that question from my end. And they did exactly what we said they would do. They used the time to remobilize their resources and are now preparing to do this. They've also, as I've also said before, there is no magic item. I'm checking a lot of Telegram accounts right now. They are frequently trying to stage their salvos so that they can, suppress a lot of resources here, or expend a lot of resources here trying to attack drones. We've been under drone attack all day from before sunrise throughout the day all across the country. Kyiv has been under air raid most of the day, only a couple patches of time where we were not under air raid announcement, and currently we are under air raid announcement because at least 12 bombers in the air, 4 categories, including currently in motion are 2 rockets across Kremenchuk going to Poltava region, from what I can see. So we will, these are Kinzhals that are in motion, launched by the MiG-31Ks. Also, I was just asked, Gary, Cheryl asked, are you okay? Yeah, basically, I guess, to answer the question with some sincerity, ultimately, yes, this is my job. What I am often concerned about, especially being that's 1:04 in the morning, May 14th, is that there are people who should be resting and sleeping in order to get ready for their day. In fact, I was just planning on running with treatment for an interview I'm going to do tomorrow. As I told you last night, I'm hopefully bringing a pretty interesting surprise to our viewers that's not related to the world you normally hear me talk about. So, in fact, I'm going to go back to planning that here in just a moment. But I'm jumping on for a half a moment instead of just uploading a video with air raid in the background. The air alarms have just sounded. They're currently not making any sounds outside, but they will, especially as it gets closer into the evening. So I'll come back on in a bit Thankfully, I took a little bit of a nap earlier this evening around 6:30 or so that I have a little bit of reserve in the engine, if you will. And again, right now there are Iskanders and Kinzhals. I see also in one of my intel groups here, Iskanders and Kinzhals currently in motion, and at least 12 bombers in the air preparing to attack. And Nicole asked, "Are you back in your place? You are amazing documenting this all." Yeah, I'm in the studio, top floor, 25 flights up. I can see the entire my entire western view. I can see all of at least the southern part of Kyiv from where I live, and I will see our guys fighting the demons throughout the night sky. We'll see which, based on that, I'm not seeing a big swath of drones. I won't be seeing our guys that go out with their gun turrets blasting out of the sky. This will be large air defense. And remember, Yuri Gnat, who's the head of the Air Force communication system for all of us, said just a couple of days ago that air defense interceptions for these missiles is running on deficit. There's only so many missiles. And remember, Donald Trump, the fucking convicted criminal that he is withholding aid for Ukraine. This is why it's so important that both Ukraine develop its own air defense systems and get Europe to jump on board with doing so as well. So, be on the phone to Congress tomorrow. Congress is already closed right now for you guys. And if you're not in America, call your MPs or whoever your various delegations are, and make sure that they are also very focused on trying to um, they're trying to muster those resources. So I see that we have a possible launch time or arrival time of what would be 4:00 in the morning if it's from the Tu-95s and the Tu-160s that will be launching missiles. And the combined ability of these bombers is significant enough that it will be something very important to watch. I will also point out, and this is one of the things I'm trying to work on an article about. I just don't know how I want to approach it because, I would rather just approach things very journalistically, but I also am a human. And so I have my opinions, is that I'm already reading the pro-Russian channels, like really, really getting off on this. They're eager to see us bombed. Somehow we're the bad guys, people who did not start the war. So again, currently, according to multiple of our, essentially, shall we say, consumer intelligence channels that we read all the time on nights like tonight. I do see, yeah, there is a batch of drones that are currently in motion. So yes, we have, let's see, I have to think of this in Ukrainian first and then translate in my head. So we have perhaps at least 70 drones are already in motion. And one of the ways that they'll use drones tonight is to basically um, keep our defense systems focused on multiple incoming targets. And just for those who don't understand air defense, unlike America that throws multi-million-dollar Patriots at drones, our guys are not that stupid. But bandwidth is still an issue, right? You still have, only so much human power you can try to spread across a country, and Ukraine is the size of Texas, essentially. So currently, sometimes I can't tell if I hear a vehicle's driving because it's after curfew. Currently, 15 drones are moving across Sumy and Chernihiv. So for Kyiv, where I'm at, it's basically coming across those two northern oblasts to our east, essentially heading in our direction. So if it says it's coming from Sumy, it's essentially coming across Sumy Oblast first, then Chernihiv Oblast, and then Kyiv Oblast. Or, and if you don't understand the construction of our country here in Ukraine, Kyivska Oblast, which is basically the wider region, is different than just Kyiv's Oblast itself. So we're like a little dot in the middle of another large oblast. You can think of like states, right? And so we currently have those drones moving across that region. And I'm going to just make this a short video just for now, just to be in touch with you guys to say, we do have a massive continued attack in progress, and I'll be back to let you know how it's going. There's no point in just kind of reading them off in the air. So please stay tuned. I will be back in just a bit. It's 1:10 in the morning here, and I'll keep you posted. Make sure you're subscribed, and thank you again for everyone who tuned into our conversation with Jared just a minute ago. That video will be up here in just a minute when I get a chance to proof through it and get it published. Do Kinzhals balistyczni rocky часто. So yeah, okay. All right. I'll see you guys in a bit. I'll keep you posted directly on here. Hold on. What is this one? 17. Okay. So Sumy Oblast. 17 Shahed drones moving across that region. And I see that 2 of them in that lower, no, 3 of them in the lower section, which ultimately means that they'll go across our position here. All right. So I will check back in with you guys. It's going to be a very loud, boomy night here. Might we? By the way, also I will come back in a bit so we can, after because I need to do a few things that I was needing to do anyway. But Robin just asked, might be a dumb question. Are those nets we seen attached across streets effective at all? Not for this. No. The silk nets across the road are designed for FPV drones, and even I forget which large drone they caught. It wasn't. I don't know if it was an Orlan, but those are for the smaller drones. Shahed drones, it's not going to catch those. It's going to catch the smaller ones that essentially work by way of finding their location and then detonating themselves. Whereas the Shahed drones are a combination of the munition and the body itself. The whole thing is one big, bludgeoning tool, not just the munition itself. So those are 11 feet by 8 feet when you see the Shahed drones that fly across our country. And also when you think about them, the ones that are basically being used to attack. And let's see. Oh man, that's a lot of drones. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you this real quick before I go. But the Shahed drones that you see attacking the base positions in the Middle East, those are, again, 11 by 8 in size. So they're very heavy. Come on, Bled. Yeah, there. Thank you. That account. So you can see, you see that whole string right there? That's essentially what is coming up through that region. Okay? That is what they're doing on top of having 12 bombers in the air launching missiles. And then across the north position that I'm trying to tell you about, again, you can see those. So you can see right here in the southern area, essentially I'm right here. And for better than, lack of a better positioning, if you will. And they're going to be throwing some death our way. So thank you so much for your help. And being great supporters, both for Ukraine and just as a friend for the broadcast we're doing. I'm just going to sign off for just a little bit. Sorry to just pop on and leave, but it's just because it is something I want you to be aware of what the Russians are doing again tonight. And again, that this is the failure of Donald J. I'm going to end it in 24 hours. Trump. Okay. This is what you get when you kiss the ass of an autocratic terrorist nation. This is entirely the fault of that failed. Also here there's a national map. National map I see here. And again, thank you for everyone who tuned into our conversation with Jared. He's a great guy. Really, really like his work and his report. Great energy. We'll have him back on. And here's the national map with, if you see these red dots with the drones both coming up for the south from. Sorry, I'm having to do it this way. I don't want to bring in my broadcasting, but you have essentially throughout Kherson Oblast across. This is what we would say. Pardon me, across Cherkasy and Kremenchuk. And then up in here with you have Sumy into Chernihiv, and then ultimately to this position, which is essentially where Kyiv is at, where I'm at. So you see this large batch here, and this is what they're going to be doing as they plan on throwing a combination of Iskanders, Ka-101s, whatever they're going to lob tonight. Again, 4 Tu-95s in the air, at least, 4 Tu-160s in the air, and MiG-31Ks in the air right now. So thank you for the quick tune in. I will be back to let you know how things are going, and I appreciate you tons. I can tell you that, again, I say this to you guys very deliberately. When I talk to our friends who are broadcasting to you on this platform, they're very thankful for you. They're thankful that you're paying attention at this level. So Rakete, hold on, Rakete na Polinsky na Pristki. Okay, so yeah, we currently have, according to our main official ZSU Air Force channel, already have rockets moving across Poltava, through Cherkasy, and then to part of Kyiv region. Now, and for me, it's always difficult to figure out where that's going to be because from where I'm at, although Kyiv is not, the Kyiv Oblast itself is rather small compared to the other ones, it's still hard to tell exactly where it's going to be coming across. They're currently launching those. Oh, I see exactly what they're doing. Hold on. Oh, I hate the big white screen in my face when we're in this mode. Bled. Sucha. Thank you. Okay. Sorry about that. Uh, I have a bad mouth, if you haven't noticed. And our wonderful Ukrainian friends always teach me the best words first, or as they notice me, like you're one of us now. Borspiel. Okay. Borspiel. Okay. Yeah, we definitely have incoming that will come across my position in the very near future. We have an additional Kinzhal that's in motion, right? No. Sorry. No, that's an older post. Why are you still showing me that? Load. Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to get this one. Man, why are you hours old? Thank you. You see, essentially, this is the current incoming strike that we're already detecting from the MiG-31 Kinzhals that go into Kremenchuk. And again, you can also see the drones that are in motion across there, right? So remember, Russia is a terrorist state. I don't care about their ballet, don't care about their fucking chess players. They must be defeated. And this is going to be a very long night. Thank you. I will be back. I'm going to just basically sort of go get some things done. Planning a I think in Ukrainian and switch it over to English. Yeah, they're anticipating we're going to have rocket attacks directly here on Kyiv, and but they're already right now currently hitting Cherkasy Kremenchuk down in the central east part of the country. And then I can tell from the way they're moving those drones across Sumy and across Chernihiv and the directions they're heading that they're ultimately trying to move this direction. Let's see what else. Anything else before I go? Shaheds. Blizkos still. Yeah. So yeah, they're basically saying we're anticipating that we'll have Iskander attacks here in the capital. All right. I will check back in with you in just a little bit. I'm just going to kind of reset because I just finished off our broadcast with Jared. And let me go get that in order and then kind of monitor where we're at with this. Um, don't worry about me. Think about the Ukrainian people who should be asleep. It's 1:20 in the morning. There are children who should be resting and sleeping right now. It is school time still. Okay. It is work season. There are people who should just be sleeping. No one here should be going through this. You know this, but we have to do more to get all the courage in Congress, if you're in America, to do everything possible to make sure air defense, at the very least, air defense is taken care of. It's air defense that is so important. When people say things like close the skies, the closest thing you're going to get to closing the skies is making sure that you have air defense, so that our guys are not sitting out there with Patriots or Iris and nothing to fire. Okay, when there's no PAC-3s to put in them, and I've been here, and it was right after Trump got in office. Fuck Donald Trump. Right after Trump got in office, we already had times where I literally watched where there was nothing that could intercept. And there's nothing more gut wrenching than knowing that guys and women that will fight don't have the tools to basically defend themselves. When the tools are available, even at a profit level, I mean, even if it's just like with the Pearl program, right? The PURL program was designed so that we don't have to hear about like America's giving. No, you're just selling the shit that you already make. And Donald Trump is a sadistic, craven felon who has no problem basically using it like he did in 2019. Give me my investigation into my opponent's adversary, and then maybe I'll give you the weapons that were actually already ordained by Congress. And here we are again. So again, thank you for tuning in. I'll be back. I'll keep you posted, and I'm just going to go get a few things done. Slava Ukraini, Hero Slava. I smert voran.